Good morning students. I welcome you all for the video class. In last class, we have seen about Geography chapter 1 Environment. From that lesson, we have learned about what is environment, then what are the types of environment, then components of environment, then what are the domains of environment? I think you all cleared about those concepts. Today I am going to teach you Geography chapter 2 Inside Our Earth. This chapter we will discuss about what is Earth, then what are the interior parts of the Earth. The three main interior things are crust, mantle, another one is core, then rocks and minerals. We have three main types of rocks: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. Next one, rock cycle. At last, we will discuss about what are the uses of rocks. Okay students, what do you think about the planet Earth? The Earth is the only planet in which the human can live. Do you know what is the shape of the Earth? It is not absolutely spherical in shape. The Earth is a solid ball with a radius of 6,371 km. Constant changes will occur both inside and outside the Earth. Okay students, I will ask one question to you. Why Earth is called as a blue planet? What is the reason behind this? Just you have to think and tell me later. Next, we will discuss about the interior of the Earth. The interior part of the Earth is like an onion. The Earth is made up of several layers with one side other. Then we will discuss about the layers. First one, crust. It forms only 0.5% of the total volume of the Earth. It is the uppermost layer of the Earth's surface. Then it is the thinnest of all the layers and has less than 1% of Earth volume. It's about 35 km thick on land masses and only 5 km on the ocean floors. Then we'll discuss about the mineral constituents present in continental mass and oceanic mass. The main mineral constituents of continental mass are silica and alumina. Hence, it is called as Sial. S-I-A-L. The main mineral constituents of oceanic masses are silica and magnesium. It is called as Sima. Next, we will discuss about the mantle. It forms 16% of the total volume of the Earth. It extends up to a depth of 2,900 kilometers below the crust. Then it is a middle layer and thickest layer of the Earth. Which is the thickest layer? Yes, mantle. Then which is called as thinnest layer? The crust. Then it consists of hot, dense and semi-solid rocks, and it contains most of the mass of the Earth. Next, we'll discuss about the core. It forms 83% of total volume of the Earth. Then, it is the innermost layer of the Earth with a radius of 3,500 kilometers. And the central core has very high temperature and very high pressure. The core is divided into two. One is outer core, another one is inner core. The outer core is nothing but it is a liquid layer of about 2,266 kilometers. It is mainly composed of nickel and iron. Hence, it is called as knife. N-I-F-E. Next one, inner core. It is nothing but the innermost part of the earth. Students, are you cleared up to this? Shall I ask question now? Which is called as the uppermost layer of the earth? What is the answer? Yes, you are right. The answer is crust. Which is called as the innermost layer of the earth? The answer is the core. The mineral constituents of continental Mars are dash and dash. The answer is silica and alumina. The mineral constituents of oceanic masses are dash. The answer is silica and magnesium. What are the minerals composed of inner core? Yes, the nickel and iron. In these three parts, which contains most of the masses of the earth? The answer is mantle. Mantle is a part which contains most of the masses of the earth. I hope you all understand these three parts. I think so. Next, we will move on next topic, that is rocks and minerals. It is such an interesting topic. First one is rocks. Rocks are composed of different minerals which are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical properties and definite chemical composition. These minerals are very important for humans, used in industries as well as in medicine fields. For industries, what are the minerals are used? Do you know? We are familiar with it: coal, natural gas and petroleum. In medicine field, what are the minerals are used? So many minerals are used. Example, zinc, potassium, calcium, etc. In agriculture field also, we are using so many minerals. Example, uranium, then potash, etc. Then we discuss about the various types of rocks, because earth crust is mostly made up of types of rocks. There are three major types of rocks: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. At first, igneous rocks. The name igneous is derived from the Latin ignis, that means fire. Igneous rocks are formed through the cooling and solidification of magma or lava. These rocks, that is igneous rocks, is also called as primary rocks. There are two types of igneous rocks. One type is extrusive igneous rocks and other one is intrusive igneous rocks. We'll see about intrusive igneous rocks. These rocks are formed from magma that cools and solidifies the inside the earth crust. Then these types of rocks are coarse grained, as they are formed by slow cooling magma. Example of these types of rocks are granite. Once again I repeat, intrusive igneous rocks are rocks that are formed from magma that cools and solidifies inside the earth crust. Next one is extrusive igneous rocks. These rocks are formed by the rapid cooling of molten magma on the earth's surface. But in intrusive igneous rocks, the magma cools down and solidifies inside the earth crust. But in extrusive, the molten magma on the earth's surface. These rocks are very smooth, crystalline and fine grained. It is also known as volcanic rocks. Example, basalt. The Deccan Plateau is fully made up of basalt rocks. Next, we will move to next type of rock, that is sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks is derived from the Latin word sedimentum. It means settle down. Sedimentary rocks are formed by the deposition of sediments. That is, it broken down the fragment of rocks at the surface and within the water bodies also. What is the main thing? A deposition of sediments, then broken down break down the fragment of rocks. It also contains fossils. Do you know, students, what is mean by fossils? It reminds of the dead plants and animals trapped in the layer of rocks. Yes. Fossils of plants, animals, then other microorganisms that once lived on them. Sedimentary rocks, name itself we can have the answer. That sediments, deposition of sediments. Then we'll move to the metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks, it is derived from Greek metamorphos, means change of form. Both igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks under great pressure and heat. These are formed as a result of changes in igneous or sedimentary rocks. This process is called metamorphism. Tell you an example, clay changing into slate. No, that is a good example. Then limestone changes into marble. That is another example for metamorphic rocks. Again, what does mean by metamorphic rocks? Both igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks under great heat and pressure. As a result, it forms into the metamorphic rocks. Then we will see the rock cycle. What do you mean by rock cycle? The process of transformation of the rock from one form to another form is known as rock cycle. Rocks come from lava and go back to lava, but in the process they might have changed from one type to another. When the molten magma cools, it solidifies it to become what rock? Igneous rocks. Then again igneous rocks are broken down into small particles that are transported or deposited to form of dash rock, that is sedimentary rocks. The igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to heat and pressure, then it changes into metamorphic rocks. The metamorphic rocks, which are still under great heat and pressure, melt down to form again molten magma. The molten magma again can cool down and solidifies into igneous rocks. This is called as rock cycle. Next one, what are the uses of rocks? Rocks are very important and provides us material for construction purposes, then precious stones like gold and silver, minerals for various industries, then chemicals for medicine and fertilizers industries, then fuels like crude oil and coal. These are the main uses of rocks. Okay students, again I will ask question. The three main types of rocks. Yes, igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. In igneous rocks, we have two types. One is extrusive igneous rocks, another one is intrusive igneous rocks. Okay, next question. What do you mean by intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks? Yes, intrusive igneous rocks are the rocks are formed from the molten magma that cools and solidifies inside the earth crust. But in extrusive igneous rocks, it rapid cooling on the molten magma on the earth's surface. It is on the surface, that is inside. Intrusive means inside. Extrusive means it is on the earth's surface. What is meant by sedimentary rocks? The rocks which are formed by the deposition of sediments, that is broken down fragment of rocks at the surface, earth's surface and within the water bodies. Then metamorphic rocks. What do you mean by metamorphic rocks? Both igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks under what? Great heat and pressure. Okay students, next question. What do you mean by rock cycle? The process of transformation of the rock from one form to another form is known as what? Rock cycle. I hope you all understand this lesson clearly. Thank you students.